Clear prop. Whenever I tell someone that we start our airplane with our hands, I usually get a look of surprise or disbelief. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a unique and essential skill for vintage aircraft enthusiasts, hand propping. This is the method for manually starting an aircraft engine, and for many of us who own and fly vintage aircraft, like this 1945 Taylorcraft, hand propping is a skill that you must master. In this video, I'll show you exactly how it's done, safely and effectively. So what exactly is hand propping? Simply put, it's the process of starting an aircraft engine by manually turning the propeller. Back in the day, many aircraft, including this Taylorcraft, did not have electric starters. That means that pilots had to rely on their hands and a little bit of muscle to get the engine running. While it's not as common today, hand propping is still a vital skill for those of us who cherish these classic airplanes. Before we get started, it's crucial to talk about safety. Hand propping can be dangerous if not done correctly. Always remember these safety tips. Number one is to always chock the wheels of the plane. Here we can see the chocks under both wheels. And if we go around to the back of the airplane, we can see that I've tied the tail wheel to this water spout off of the hanger. And don't worry, there's a metal bar behind the water spout giving it more strength than it looks. This way, if something goes wrong during the process of hand propping, the plane won't be able to get away. If possible, have a pilot with experience hand propping at the controls of the airplane. In this case, I'm going to be demonstrating solo hand propping, so for me, having the plane secured, chalked, and tied to a fixed structure is critical. Number 3, remove all hats, sunglasses, rings, and any loose items that could fall off or become caught up in the propeller during the process of hand prop. Number 4, stand clear of the propeller's path at all times. And number 5, while you're hand propping, make sure that your momentum is always moving away from the propeller. And we'll demonstrate this later. But this way, if you slip and fall, you'll fall backwards, away from the propeller, and everything will be fine. Alright, now let's go through the steps to hand prop your aircraft. Before we can actually start the aircraft, we have to get some fuel into the cylinders. And to do that, we're going to do a couple of pull-throughs with the magnetos off. So let's now go into the cabin and see how we're going to set up the plane. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that the fuel selector valve is set to on. And right now I'm just going through the motion, so I'm not actually going to move the controls. We're going to make sure that the throttle is cracked open 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to prime the airplane as needed. Depends on the temperature, but for us, we find that 3 shots of prime seems to work best in the Taylorcraft. And most importantly, we're going to verify that the magnetos are off. Now we're going to position ourselves at the propeller, and we're going to grab the nose of the propeller and give it a couple pushes to verify that the airplane is secured, that it's not going anywhere. Even though the magnetos are off, we're going to always pretend that the magnetos are on and that the plane could start at any moment. So, to hand prop, your positioning is critical. You're going to grab the propeller at the 10 o'clock position with both hands, making sure that the tips of your fingers are not curled too much over the propeller. You're going to position one foot in front of the other, and then while swinging backwards, you're going to powerfully and smoothly pull down on the propeller, like this. Let's see that one more time. So I'm putting my hands on the widest part of the propeller, not curling my fingers over. I'm making sure I'm standing clear of the plane of the propeller, and I'm going to smoothly and powerfully pull down while sending my momentum backwards. Now that we have some fuel in the cylinders, we're ready to actually start the airplane. So let's go back into the cockpit. So we're going to verify that our fuel selector is on, our throttle is cracked open, the primer is in and locked, and we're going to set the magnetos to both, or to on. And now we're going to do a couple of pull-throughs using the exact same technique that we did when we were getting fuel into the cylinders, and if done correctly, the airplane should start in 2 or 3 pulls. Let's see a couple more examples of how those pull-throughs look. Now that we've covered the basics, let's see it in action. Watch closely as we follow this process step by step. Taylorcraft. And there you have it, a successful hand prop of the Taylorcraft. Remember, safety always comes first, and with practice, you'll be able to master this essential skill. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content on vintage aviation. See you in the next one. Testing.